Hey everybody, welcome to the Gootzcast. It is Thursday, May 7th, and we're here for our first edition of the Wednesday night post show. It's a little bit late. In honor of AEW and their stupid, ugly fans, I'm wearing a Vigilante Club shirt from back
Hey,
in
I'm a fan of AEW.
But yeah, whatever. Tonight we're going to be talking about AEW, NXT, and NXT UK. We're going to try this out, see how it goes. We watched all three shows. Andrew,
wrestling today.
yes, before we get into it, what do you think was the better show last night?
AEW, Dynamite.
I thought
And I can go over the reasons why. Yep.
Okay, well, I think NXT, but we'll go over the reason why we like each show. I got to tell you, I think AEW is playing with fire, having that many people around.
They all are.
I know, but AEW, look, okay, if you I'll just say this. If you light your house on fire, that's fine. But there's a difference between somebody who lights their house on fire and then somebody who lights their house on fire and locks their kids inside, okay? And I feel like that's what AEW is doing.
I think there's a lot of promotions that are doing what they're doing. They're still having wrestling shows.
But they have a ton of people around. You never see that many people around in WWE.
They don't. That's just because they're just not showing it. We don't know how many people are there.
We don't know. But what I'm going by, what I know is at least WWE is not flaunting. They have all these people, like they had all these people in a group, not social distancing, not wearing masks, following the brawl at the end of this show. And I just think that you're flirting with disaster.
I think they're all flirting with disaster. I don't think.
I agree. But you can flirt with more disaster. If I put a gun to my head, I'm flirting with disaster. If I put a gun to my head, I don't know there's bullets in it, I'm flirting with disaster. If I know there are bullets and I put a gun to my head, I'm even being bigger an idiot. I'm still an idiot.
Are you saying this because they showed children at the place yesterday?
At the brawl, yeah, and the people were all crowded following the brawl throughout the main event.
Yeah, and we'll go over all that, but there's by the way, there's WWE, Dragon Gate, AEW, even Impact Wrestling. They're all doing these empty arena shows.
We all agree that they shouldn't be doing the empty arena shows, at least on this podcast.
So I personally, I can't single out one promotion. They're all doing it. I mean,
I know, but
it's gotta be fair. Bias.
Yeah, no. I'm not being biased. I say WWE shouldn't do it either, but AEW is being a little bit more. No, I'm not. I always said WWE shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But WWE doesn't have kids standing next to a brawl.
Well, here, I pulled this off online, and it said that Tony Khan actually wanted those kids to die. That's why he had them there. That's why he did. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Right from Smeltzer himself. Okay.
Oh, okay, Smeltzer. All right, let's start. Let's recap of AEW Dynamite.
All right, let's look at the Dynamite. By the way, this was a live episode, and they had on commentary JR, Tony, and Excalibur all back. They got the whole crew back,
and they're sitting right next to each other. No social distancing, no masks.
Yeah, like almost all promotions who've been doing these empty arena shows, pretty much.
They don't have two old fucks sitting next to each other. Remember, JR and Tony are going to die first.
Yeah, I guess Tony. I keep forgetting that Tony Schiavone. He doesn't look that old though.
He looks. Let's see how old Tony Schiavone is. He looks great.
He looks pretty good for whatever age he is.
I mean, you have these two guys who are pretty old sitting next to each other. They're going to get it first.
By the way, did you notice the new intro video they had?
62. He looks good for 62.
There is no way he's a vampire. That man is immortal. He looks like he's 45 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they had a new intro video, by the way, as well. I really like that. It's taking place live at Dally's place in Jacksonville, Florida. First matchup, we got Joey Janela versus Cody Rhodes. And it was in this match that JR, by the way, was spot on commentary this whole night. I think him being away for so long and just watching other people like Jericho and listening to Cody do commentary, like really made him realize how lacking he was on commentary. And did you see it when Cody had the body vice on him on Janela, and he goes, "Oh, that's a Joe Stecker body vice," which is kind of like what Cody also often does, is reference another wrestler. And then he gave a whole background historical piece on Joe Stecker, and he's like, "Yeah, Google him, folks." And JR mentioned during this match, he mentioned everybody here has tested for COVID-19 and everybody tested negative, and we're also social distancing ourselves, which obviously that part
While he's
wasn't
sitting
true.
next to two guys.
Yeah, and while there's two half-naked guys rubbing their bodies up against each other.
Okay.
Yeah, that part wasn't true, but I thought they were it was a breath of fresh air watching an empty arena show where they 100% do acknowledge what's happening.
Well, they acknowledged it on Impact. They had Eddie Edwards say, "I'm not there because of COVID."
Well, I hate to say this, but like the major league promotions,
Hey, Impact is still major league, all right?
Yeah.
Impact, we're doing an Impact post show. We gotta hype them up somewhat.
Yeah. I did. I've been watching Impact. Johnny Swinger is the man, But anyway, in this match,
we'll get into that. Oh, by the way, guys, just so you know, we are doing a Tuesday Impact AEW Dark post show, so I'm sure we'll get four viewers on that. It'll be great.
Yes, 4 viewers on that. That's what I want. This is the first time they showed Nasty Leroy on the screen, and he started becoming a.
He's another guy that's going to get corona and drop dead.
Probably. He's a minority. I mean, the affecting minority.
I know. This match was okay. I get what you're saying. I still think JR. I still think the show would be better with just Shivani and Excalibur or Shivani and Jericho. I liked it a lot. I just feel like JR is still missing a step or two.
But he was really good tonight. Last night.
He was better. Yeah, he's better than he was like the first couple. I remember I didn't have cable for a while, so I haven't watched AEW like when crowds were there. So
I was watching AEW from the beginning.
The beginning, he was terrible.
JR started from a guy. Yeah, in the beginning, he started off as a guy who was mad about everything or annoyed about everything, to a guy who was trying to learn, to a guy now who sounded like he knew everybody. He knew all the backstories. He knew everything. And he took the lead. This is the first time that he actually took the lead, and it wasn't really Excalibur. Cody Rhodes wins with a crossroads. Good match. It was a good way to start off the match.
It was okay. I don't like Joey Janela, but I like Cody. It was all right.
Yeah, but you're right. Joey Janela is rough around the – he's rough on the eyes.
Joey Janela is a guy that I just feel like internet hypes. He doesn't have anything to back up his hype. I'll tell you, he died for me the moment he backed away from Enzo Amore. That was kind of. He doesn't look threatening. He doesn't look credible. And I get wrestling's at work, but he just doesn't have a good look.
Looks like a backyard wrestler. I get it.
Yeah.
He needs.
I would make him a manager.
One thing about Joey Janela, and I used to be, you could ask a lot of people who are good friends of mine who, other comics like Josh Wells or Kevin Garifo. I was a big opponent about Joey Janela. I was like, I don't understand. When he was big on the indies, I was like, I don't understand his hype. This guy stinks. He's got a terrible body. He can't wrestle. But I will admit one thing. Since he's gotten on AEW TV, he has gotten better. But if Joey Janela would get in better shape, do something better with his hair, people will take him more seriously. But right now, he looks bad on TV. But this was a good match. Cody did great in this match,
Yeah, no, Cody's fine, but I don't know. Joey Janela is a smelly jerk. Okay, keep going.
Smelly jerk, yeah. Well, this was a good match. And then they showed a Nyla Rose women's division video package. This is a good package.
Let me tell you something. Nyla Rose is like, she makes Nia Jax look like a fucking Ric Flair. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of Nyla Rose at all.
Okay, you mean her wrestling ability-wise. Yeah, her wrestling is subpar, but this video package made her look really good. And her coming out and just yelling at Tony Schiavone was really good. This was the kind of promo that Nia Jax should have given. You know how we we're shitting on Nia Jax for giving this crappy promo where she screams at Charlie Caruso. It was so cringy. This one was good. When Nyla was talking with Tony, this was good. She made it look like a badass. She totally kills a jobber, Kenzie Page.
Yeah, I like the jobber.
The Beast Bomb, the jobber sold very well for Nyla.
She sold the power bomb really good. She folded up on herself and just kind of sat,
Not just one. She took 3 power bombs. On the second power bomb, she even like was feigning like, like trying to like fight back as best as she could, but it was like having no effect. She took a third one, the Beast Bomb, which is like a sit out power bomb. Nyla Rose wins. This is a squash match, but it made Nyla look like a monster that they're building her up to be. I like that.
I'll tell you, I like that jobber. I do not. It's not because of the transgender thing. I could give two shits about that. I just don't like Nyla Rose. I don't think she adds anything.
I like that she's like this.
My thing with AEW is there's always like one person who's a superstar, and they're working with someone who looks like they should be an extra on the set of a 19. Like they just look like a scrub, and somehow the person who's like a scrub is always the person we gotta take seriously.
You think Nyla Rose looks like a scrub?
I don't think there's anything to her.
She looks like she's physically. She looks like she's like.
She looks good, but like she looks physically dominant. But yes. I don't know. I just think there's something. Her outfits don't do her any. I would dress her differently.
Dress her a little differently. She's physically imposing. Her promo wise,
hey!
promos have been good.
Sorry, the dog was trying to get in the closet.
Sorry, the only thing I would say is her wrestling is really, really lackluster.
Her wrestling is lackluster. I think her look is lackluster.
Slow.
I think
in the ring.
She's got some weird attitude. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like her. Sorry. Again, this is my thing with AEW. There's someone who looks like they belong, and there's someone who looks like they should be wrestling in high school. And
give it some time. Kenzie Page, like there was a I forgot her name already, but she was on AEW Dark as a jobber a few weeks back, and she did so well they just signed her up.
Oh yeah, she was a jobber I think with Britt Baker on Actual Dynamite.
Yeah, so what do you
that girl looked good. Anna's something. She looked good.
Yeah. So how do you we don't know. This Kenzie Page might get signed. We never know.
Well, I'm saying Nyla. See, my thing with AEW is like they just take people as is. I think they need to sit people down like Nyla Rose, be like, look, you need to change your look. Your look's not good. I don't think her look is good. I think her look it's very unflattering to her.
You're talking about her gear.
Her gear, I think there's a way to present her that's way better. She looks like a retard. Sorry.
I would say there's a lot of people in
also her in ring, but the presentation it's just ugh. See you later.
Well, I think she's not the only one. Let me tell you something.
If I was booking AEW, she would job I would have the jobber destroy her next week and fire her.
If I was AEW, I think there's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people they shouldn't have there, and we'll get to one who in a minute. But let's keep going.
Jeez. Can I finish the sentence?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I would say there's a lot of people in AEW who need better gear. Nyla Rose is not the only one. There's a lot of people. But anyway, by the way, in this match, they had a great moment where the cameraman came up to MJF, who's sitting in the, who's being an audience member, and he goes, "Yo, back up, cameraman." This
social distancing. Yeah, he was great.
I thought that was great because it led the very next thing was an MJF promo where he's sitting on a chair, and it's supposed to be like a penthouse suite, but it's basically a green screen. It was a great promo, and what he did was he was talking about how he's sitting on a throne. He gets up and an extra comes and he switches chairs for a throne, but the green screen was real garbage. You could totally tell. It looked so fake.
But I think that kind of made it funnier.
Yeah, it was a good promo. I liked it. MJF came off looking good, and then we had a commercial break, came back, and then Sean Spears. There's a video package Sean Spears doing where he was basically he's shitting on Cody Rhodes, saying he should have helped his brother out, but he didn't. What did you think about both video packages?
I think MJF is fucking great. Tyler Breeze, what's his name now? Sean Spears?
Sean Spears. That's not Tyler Breeze. What was
his name back then?
Ty Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger. They should let him go. He shouldn't be on the show.
So far, he hasn't been doing much on AEW, but I really like this video package too.
I don't like anything he does. He comes across very low rate.
He does,
I think the only thing he had going for him was the 10 thing.
Yeah, possibly.
And then when he did the promo with MJF, it was very apparent. Like it was like when Seth and Bray Wyatt did the dueling promos last October. It's very apparent who has the talent there.
After the video package, they show MJF and Sean Spears being audience members gambling, which they have been doing during the quarantine shows. And Tony Schiavone comes in. Yeah, it's a little cheesy, but Tony Schiavone basically tells MJF he has a match at Double or Nothing later this month against Jungle Boy, and that was the first time anybody heard this news. First time they're
I don't know
announcing that
why.
match.
My thing with MJF, the only thing I didn't like was I think they should have spaced out. They shouldn't have had that pre-tape promo then gone right to a live promo. I think they should have spaced that out. It's almost like you already got your point across. It would be like if CM Punk did his pipe bomb promo, and then he immediately went to the back, and they're asking CM Punk about like his match next week on Raw. It's like you already ended strong. Why are we continuing?
Yeah, we basically saw 3 shots of MJF in a row. You know?
Yeah, I would have waited till the end of the show.
Same for Sean Spears. I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Third match was Kazarian versus Jon Moxley, non-title match, which I don't like it when it's over a non-title match, but a good back and forth. Watching this, I knew it was a good match, but I just really couldn't get into it. But
I like this match a lot.
I just couldn't get into it. But watching it, I know it's not a bad match. I could have had something on my mind. I was just
I think the non-title thing kind of took you out of it.
Yeah.
I think if there was a possibility Frankie Kazarian could have been the champ. Like, why can't Frankie Kazarian get a title shot? I don't understand.
Well, yeah, they were saying.
I know this is like his first.
The commentary was really good in this match because they were saying like JR was saying, Kazarian's a 20-year vet. This is the biggest opportunity he's going to get. If he can beat Moxley, who knows? Maybe he's going to get a title shot at Double or Nothing and stuff. Good back and forth. It went outside of the ring and everything. It wasn't one of those crazy Moxley, all weapons all over the place match. Moxley wins with the paradigm shift. Afterwards, the Dark Order comes out, beats the crap out of Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, who came down to help, and Jon Moxley, and Brody Lee basically goes, give me a shot at the title. I want the title. I want what you have. And they beat him up some more.
Some people on Twitter were. I'm sorry. Are you still finished?
Yeah.
Okay. Some people on Twitter were saying that like they don't think that a WWE cast-off shouldn't automatically get a title shot at doing nothing when you say like wins and losses, which I kind of agree because I don't like this character for Brody Lee. I think it's not fitting him. I think it would be like asking Mankind to do the $1 Million Man. It just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit him. But
you know what it's like? It's like when TNA would do that. When somebody who just got fired from WWE would come in.
Yeah, it's very TNA move. And I mean, like so far, Dean Ambrose has had world title matches with Jericho, Jack Swagger, and this guy. And in my mind, I would have went with Sammy Guevara or MJF for the title shot Double or Nothing. You have to start building up these guys as legitimate. MJF versus Jungle Boy is fine, I guess, but Jungle Boy has no build-up.
That matchup has no build-up, you're right.
That match has no build-up. Just give it to MJF. Just give that match to MJF. Whether he wins or loses, he's still going to be over. But you have to let people know that MJF and Sammy Guevara are the future. We're getting behind these guys. Darby Allin, so-and-so. But the one thing I will say, this is going to be I think it's going to be a great match with or without fans. Luke Harper versus Brody Lee, whatever. But this kid, if he loses, he's got to get rid of the Dark Order and do his own thing.
I will agree. I was a little surprised that they were putting Brody Lee with Moxley this early. It does seem like a TNA move, like an old TNA move. And it's kind of like, dude, you're just living off of somebody else's.
Yeah.
You're living off of WB's hard work.
Basically. Yeah. You want me to pay $50 for a match that they wouldn't even book for free on WWE TV?
It's an amateur move. And also, Brody Lee with his new, Mr. Brody character. It's too new. Let it get some roots in, so people to either like or hate it. It's just too new.
I think they need to repackage him though. It's not working. It doesn't work for me at all.
You know what stinks? As soon as Moxley, I hate to say this for me, as soon as Moxley won the title, I just kind of stopped getting excited to see him. Does that make sense?
Well, he doesn't deliver when he's the champ. He doesn't really deliver. He's not that good in the ring. He's still not that good.
He's better in the chase. He's better in the chase when he's going after it. But as soon as he beat Jericho, like him and Jack Swagger from a few weeks ago, I was like, I wasn't that invested. I'm not invested in this.
I will say, though, I think he's the right choice to be champion him or Kenny Omega are the right choice to be champion right now. I think they look good on the poster. They look good. That they're good being featured. But I do think you need to use Dean Ambrose's star power to get, or John Moxley, I don't know, to get over Sammy Guevara and MJF. You need to.
You know what?
No one's buying this. Not that many people are going to buy this fucking pay-per-view anyway. You should have used it for MJF. And build up Brody Lee and build up Matt Hardy for other things. But anyway.
Yeah. All right. So then after this, we had a Brandy Rhodes promo.
Oh, this was the pits.
Where he was basically talking about how, like, she's basically replying back to Jake Roberts and Lance Archer about what they did to Dustin Rhodes. This was so disappointing because Brandy Rhodes has not done anything cringy in so long. And this was like, why do you need to do this video? You are not a wrestler. We don't need you to talk back to these people and act like you're not scared of. If you're not scared of if you, Brandy Rhodes, who's not a wrestler, is not scared of Lance Archer, why the hell should I be?
Yeah.
Why the hell?
Well, it was like a worse Stephanie McMahon promo. It was like it was like a shittier Stephanie McMahon promo.
This did nothing. She just droned on and on.
Let me say, Brandy Rose might be one of the most gorgeous women on the planet.
Yes.
But she has no talent.
She could take like a bump. I like the way you know what she should be? She should be like a modern day Miss Elizabeth. No, modern day Miss Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. Accompany your man, but unlike Elizabeth, take a bump, which she always does. And then just look really happy when it's over. Just do that. You're best in that role. Occasionally do ring announcing because you're good at that too.
You're good at ring announcing.
You don't need to do any of this. The only time you should be talking is when you're doing ring announcing.
She's like putting herself over. Is she gonna wrestle Lance Archer?
No. Why is she putting herself over? One thing I will admit, even though I think she's gorgeous, does it look like she's getting a little bit of that HBK wonky eye?
She always had that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think you're just noticing.
Dude, one of the eyes is getting wonky.
I think Cody fucked her. Listen, it's only – so I think Cody fucked her in the ass too hard. I don't know.
Jeez. The eyes getting wonky. This leads right into a QT Marshall versus Lance Archer match. Lance Archer wins with a blackout comboed with Everybody Dies Claw. This was – what was really good in this match? When they were coming out, what do you call it? They made sure that you show Britt Baker in the audience. I think she hit QT with her shoe in the middle of the match when QT was outside. Brandy throws her shoe. As soon as this match is over, Britt attacks Brandy, throws her into the ring, and then Jake the Snake Roberts got the snake out. And to Brandy's credit, she took that snake spot like a champ, just like let the snake roll.
Oh no, she sold for Jake. But you know what the problem is that like after that stupid promo, I was cheering for Jake. I wasn't
that promo. She shouldn't have done that promo. You could have done this whole segment without that promo.
She could have done a promo more like. She could have done the promo more where you wanted her to stand up to Jake, where you would have felt bad when she got the snake put on her.
Yeah. None would have been better, but yes, you could have done a better promo if you're going to do one. You think they're probably building to a Britt Baker Brandy something, probably a double.
I think they're building to Brandy versus Lance Archer, which I think is probably a better match.
It's probably what Brandy wants. Hey, I'm the VP of this company. Let me face Lance Archer.
I thought he was gonna choke slam her when he put his hands on her. I was like,
Yeah. This was a squash match, a competitive squash, but a squash.
Yeah.
Video package.
Wait! Before we go ahead, I gotta say, speaking of people that should not have jobs, QT Marshall looks so fucking 1994 WCW, or he's a throwback in the bad way. That's a guy who should not be on TV. How?
QT can wrestle. He can still go in the ring.
I'd rather you again. You got to get this time getting over people that are gonna have a future. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Jimmy Havoc. But I would put him on TV before this guy.
No, I think I would rather have QT than
no, Jimmy fucking Havoc. I'm just saying, like, QT should not be getting this much TV time. He's not.
QT's main role in AEW is is a job guy. So
I think he also has like a ring that they use or something.
He's won maybe one match in a tag team match that Dustin Rhodes made the cover. So,
I know, but but I feel like he's elevated because he's friends with the Rhodes. I mean, at least to the viewer.
Well, storyline wise, he's Dustin Rhodes' tag team partner. This was
the Natural Nightmares.
Yeah. Then they showed a Double or Nothing video package of the matches that they have now so far, and guess what? They're gonna have a casino ladder match, and the winner gets a title shot, a future title shot. Very Money in the Bank. Yes.
I don't know why you would put this. I would put Jungle Boy and MJF in that match.
The ladders are going to be at the top of the casino, and you have to work your way up through a casino to get
Really?
There. No,
I would watch that. They should just do that. They should just rip WWE off with that. I would watch it.
They should do that. Just be like, we're gonna have it's gonna be a casino. It's gonna be top of a casino, and you got to work your way up to Hard Rock Casino or something like that.
I think Tony Khan should keep pushing the envelope to see what he can get away with, and wrestling fans just make excuses for him. Like he should.
I bet you that's gonna happen eventually.
What? He's gonna keep pushing the envelope?
I think what's gonna happen is one of the problems that happens is when you get too many yes men, too many people telling you how great you are, and where you think you is great, and that's
nobody calls them on their mistakes. Look, here's the other thing too. I've read some interviews with Tony Khan. I know you hate Junior. I'm not a fan of Junior right now either. But I gotta tell you, I trust Vince McMahon more than Tony Khan. Tony Khan's the guy you gotta look out for. Those nice guys, like, oh, gee, I just want to make it that fake nice guy shit. Those are the people that will murder your parents in your fucking sleep. Those are always the people that do it. I've noticed that in comedy. Or when I was doing events, a lot of corporate people do that fake nice bullshit. But they're right. If they think you're fucking up shit, they go right behind your back to fuck you over. Tony Khan, you gotta watch out for him. I'm telling you. He did his interview. He's like, I don't consider wrestling essential service. Wrestling's not essential. But then you go ahead and have these shows anyway.
Yeah, possibly.
He's the guy you gotta look out for, not Vince McMahon.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll see. Time will tell. Then we had a Taz trying to interview Darby Allin, and Taz mentions, because from what happened last week, he was like, "Hey, Darby, you kind of pinned yourself last week. You want to talk about it?" Darby doesn't want to say it because he's all embarrassed and angry. And Taz is like, "Hey, I'm a former wrestler. I could probably help you. If you were to contact me, I'll give you his pointers." Darby walks away. Good little promo that made reference to what happened last week, because that was a weird ending. I didn't like that ending.
The only thing is, Taz is a weird older wrestler to become. I like the fact that a lot of these young guys get older wrestlers as their mentors / managers. Yes, but like Taz would be a weird guy to put with Darby Allin. I could see Taz being like that for Joey Janela. That'd be kind of fun.
I don't know exactly if Darby's going to go with Taz, but I think it's going to lead to something like either – I don't think they're going to put those two – yeah.
Raven would be a great –
yeah, something. Maybe a heel turn for – I have no idea, but it's going somewhere.
Raven, I think Raven would be amazing with Darby Allin. It's kind of like his mentor, like this 90s loser. Now he's an old man, and he's guiding Darby Allin.
If Jeff Hardy was in this company, he would probably be Darby's mentor.
Matt Hardy with Darby Allin would
just be like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then it'd be really funny if you'll have segments where Jeff Hardy's trying to explain things to Darby, but it's like the nonsensical Jeff Hardy fucking language.
Yeah.
And Darby's like, I don't understand what the hell you're saying, man.
Yeah.
What's your point? I don't know what you're saying. Fifth and final match, the main event, we have Jericho and Sammy Guevara, Les Sex Gods versus Kenny Omega and Matt Hardy. This was all over the place. This was I'm just going to briefly give a summary, and then you want to give your take on it?
Yeah, that's fine. Don't be so close to the mic. Don't be so close to the mic.
Okay, so it starts off with,
there you go.
So it starts off in the ring, but this is basically a street fight. Anything goes. It starts off with Pineapple going in.
Andrew Lee, pause. Andrew Lee, calm down. Your mic is going in and out. What's going on? Talk now.
It's not me.
Really? It's not me.
Background.
I can't hear you though. Talk.
Do you have the TV on? Because I don't have TV on at all.
No, I'm saying like I can't hear you. Your voice is very distorted.
I'm talking right now. I've been talking the whole time. I haven't done anything.
Okay. Keep going, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Did you hear all that background noise?
Oh yeah, hold on. But that's not taking away from your volume. That's just anyway. Continue your point about AEW.
All right, sorry about that. All right, so Pineapple Pete and Jericho go at it. They mentioned that they're gonna have a match, Jericho and Pineapple Pete next week. They start off in the ring. Matt Hardy gets fights all the way to the back, comes back in a gear change. He was originally dressed up like Broken Matt, but now he came out just like old school Matt Hardy. They start wrestling. And then it's basically, by the way, Kenny Omega looks like WCW's DDP, right? And just up in jeans and a black cutoff. Then they start fighting through basically the whole arena. Daly's place is, I think, connected to the stadium.
Yes,
so
it is.
They start going through like concessions. They get to the point where, by the way, during this middle of the match, while they're in the ring, JR mentioned that the Young Bucks are staying home because of COVID-19, because they have a young family, and Hangman Page is also staying home because due to COVID-19. And it's very important to reference this because there was a point where Sammy Guevara was like pretty much out of the match, and Jake Hager comes in. So it's basically a 3-on-2. They go start fighting through the concession area. Matt Hardy, who's already got like a cut in his arm, gets put into an ice machine.
I hope they disinfect the ice machine.
I think it's got to be cleaned out.
Yeah.
And then there's even and then there's even a point where so far, what do you think about this match so far up to this point?
I like the match if it was like 3 months ago. I mean, when I was watching this, knowing what's going on, I'm like, they're playing with fire. They're really taking risks that they don't need to take, and wrestling fans simply don't give a shit. So, whatever. I like it though. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. When they started fighting in the back, there were tons of people out. And I think that's what Ray is referring to. Even 3 small children. Yeah.
Yes. I think it would have been better if there was nobody around. It would have been just as good. That stuff took me out of the match because I'm like, this shit people keep ignoring this shit. And, when things get bad in this country, they're going to reference shit like last night and how people just blew it off.
Who were playing audience members, they followed this brawl. And not only were they there were all these other people who were in that area who weren't in the audience before, like little kids and their parents were all there. It looked like an actual full show. Like, when like WB right to the back, they all have these people out. And you're right. I agree. They could have done it without these people. But a lot of craziness happened. There was a point where Kenny Omega suplexed Jericho onto a barricade on the ground. And it was a nasty suplex. They started driving a car, like a go-kart.
Yeah, that was funny. That's a meme now.
Yeah, one of those go-karts. It's a go-kart they use to, like, I guess, go through a football field, right?
Yeah.
Sammy Guevara took, like, a bump off of it that looked like he got hit by a car. It was amazing. And then they used the scissor lift. They went up a little bit, and Kenny Omega did a moonsault off of the top of that onto everybody. Santana and Ortiz come running in from the football field. They hit the Judas effect on Omega. They make the cover. The Inner Circle wins. This whole thing was very entertaining. I thoroughly enjoyed it. They're 100% putting their own lives at risk for my entertainment. Top to bottom, this was a great show. Your opinion on this?
It was a good show. I love the main event. I love the closing image. Great. But again, they're being very, very arrogant, and so are the fans. They're being very, very arrogant about this. And look, I'm going to say this. Let's say this doesn't bite them on the ass. Let's say we find a cure for COVID. Everything just goes back to normal in a few months, and nobody gets sick in AEW. It's not for lack of trying. Like, if nobody gets sick and they don't have a problem, this company, they are extremely, extremely lucky. It's almost like karma's going to come back 20-fold and fuck them over somehow because they are tempting fate so hard last night. They were tempting fate that it is Tony Khan should consider himself blessed by God if nothing goes wrong. And I just feel like this company is going to keep trying to push this envelope. And I think it's going to result in problems, not just for AEW, but for the wrestling industry and live events as a whole. So hopefully I'm wrong, but if I'm right, look, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Okay, here's why this isn't worth the risk. If I'm wrong, fine. But if I'm right, and there's a high percentage that I'm right, the consequences are going to be so bad that you're going to look back on this, not me. I'm like, hey, don't go there. Sorry, my dog. The consequences are going to be so bad that you're going to be sitting. People are going to be sitting in documentaries 5-10 years from now, and these WWE documentaries that even exists, and then or whatever. They're going to be like, it wasn't worth it. I don't know why we did that. It wasn't worth it. That's how bad the consequences are going to be. That people are going to be. There's going to be like, Doc, why did they do this? So if I'm right, so that's my thing. If I'm right, shit is going to get so bad for everyone in this industry that is it worth it? Is it worth it for the small percentage that you're right?
I think that's a good point. I think you make a good point. I think you make a fair point. I think it is something that people need to consider. I don't think people are going to consider it, but it is something.
No, they're not. But you know what? I'll be okay. I will have money. I will have my house and my DVDs to watch when everybody was alive wrestling, but like, you know, Kenny Omega will have to mortgage his fucking house. So what do you want from me?
All right. So all in all, we both enjoyed the show. The final match was great.
Great.
Let's talk NXT.
Let's do it. Yeah.
NXT. We got Mauro Ranallo, Beth Phoenix, and Tom Phillips not live, and I don't even think they're actually there.
No, I think Mauro can't go there. It's too much.
Maybe Tom Phillips is there.
Tom Phillips is there because they showed him start the show with the mic. Phillips. They have Tom Phillips locked in a cage because he also does 205 Live.
Yeah. Tom Phillips is actually a robot. They just got to turn him on.
Yeah.
He's just there. Yeah. First match, Johnny Gargano versus Dijakovic right off the bat. Dijakovic's got a nice hoodie on. By the way, speaking of nice clothes, Dasha Gonzalez, the ring announcer in AEW, great dress on last night. But that's besides the point. Gargano in this match, it's a good match, but Gargano does that. He tweaked his knee in the middle of the match. I don't know if you saw that part.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I think wasn't that a fake?
I was like, it was Apollo Crews. Give it some bad memories.
But unlike that loser Apollo Crews, Johnny Gargano keeps going. Why? I know why, but I don't want to say it out loud.
Yeah. Candice LeRae comes down with her hair dyed. What do you call it? It gets to the point where Johnny Gargano's trying to rip the turnbuckle off. And he's trying his best to get it. The ref sees him doing this, and he's working on it for a while. Ref's like, hey, stop doing it. He finally rips it off, and he basically does like a head scissors to make a hurricanrana to make Dijakovic go head first into the exposed turnbuckle right in front of the referee being wins. Yeah. Johnny Gargano does. It just, the ending just took me out of it because you're doing this right in front of the referee. How is this not a disqualification?
Yeah. I like the match. At first I didn't. I think Johnny Gargano is a terrible heel. He just looks like a goofball.
Yeah, he's a bad heel.
He's a bad heel. But at the end of the match, I got more into it. So I did wind up liking it. It's just him and Candice LeRae look so forced as heels. So also, all heart, no soul. That's so fucking corny.
Yeah. It was their heel turn is so forced. It's so unnatural. It just doesn't fit. But I like this match until the ending. The bullshit ending is stupid. Imperium promo, and then they had a second match. This is Tozawa versus Jack Gallagher in a cruiserweight tournament match. By the way, during this match, they tell us that the tattoos that Gallagher got are symbols of bad luck. And I'm like, that's probably not some good tattoos to get on your body. Yeah. Which is probably why you lost.
They're his war paint, I think they try to say. Yeah. Like, no, they're just stupid tattoos.
Symbols of bad luck you're going to put on your own body. Good back and forth, though. Tozawa wins with his senton off the top rope, which I was surprised they made him win. So he's 2 up now.
Here's why AEW keeps beating NXT, though. you cannot have Akira Tozawa lose like a fucking jerk off on Raw every week, and then have him dominate the NXT tournament. What is you're basically telling people? You don't have Kenny Omega's not going to show up on SmackDown tomorrow and get destroyed by Sheamus, and then they're going to be like, why is nobody watching AEW? It just doesn't make any sense.
Tozawa is one of the top 2 guys in this tournament right now.
I know. He's probably going to win the tournament.
And he's a jobber. What is it saying about the rest of those guys?
Yeah.
By the way, after this match, they interviewed him, and he speaks better English than Nakamura. Why are they fucking jobbing this guy out? He could speak better English than Nakamura, or
he's got good music. He's great in the ring.
Great in the ring, good music. He speaks better English than what do you call it? I can't believe I forgot her name. Asuka.
Asuka. I think.
Bushi. What the fuck?
Ushi.
Yeah, he speaks better English than him because he tried later tonight. You got match number 3, Xia Li versus Chelsea Green. This was started off very interesting because Chelsea Green wears this weird tail thing on her gear. She ripped it off, threw it in Xia Li's face, and just kicked her in the face, which I like that part a lot. But then Aaliyah interferes, causes Xia Li to get distracted, and Chelsea Green hits probably the worst looking I'm Prettier I've ever seen. They botched it. But
it was so bad I didn't realize it was an I'm Prettier until the replay when they said it. I was like, oh.
Yeah, but it looked
I do like
really
the name.
bad. The I'm Prettier instead of Unprettier, but Xia Li looked like her timing was off. She almost looked like she took a stunner instead of an I'm Prettier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think about these two things? I mean, what do you think about the Xia Li match? It's short.
It was all right. I like Robert Stone. I think that's a good gimmick for Robbie E. I keep forgetting that's Robbie E.
Yeah, it's Robbie E. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I thought it was okay. I mean, Chelsea Green's not that good, but she's got a good look. I don't know. They're trying to do like this pretty girl thing with her, and her face is kind of not that great. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if she should. It's gonna look stupid when she's like hitting the I'm Prettier on Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks. It's like you're not prettier, bitch.
Yeah, I thought this was kind of a waste of time because it was so short and it botched ending. But whatever. They go to a Velveteen Dream promo, and he talked about how those sexting messages were really not him. The phone was hacked. No, that's not what he talked about.
That went away.
He should have talked about that.
That went away real fucking fast.
That went away the way this promo went away. As soon as Velveteen was doing his promo, he snapped his fingers at the end, and it just went to black, which I really, really like. And that's how much that sex scandal went away too. Just went off like that. Just went away. Then we had the all-important debut of Karrion Kross and Scarlett. First off, it starts off like one of the best intros I've ever seen. Where you see Scarlett standing there, and you see like what seems like a raven flying towards her in the back. As it gets closer and closer. Cool lights, cool camera positioning. But then all of a sudden, Scarlett starts lip syncing the theme, and I was just like, oh, she lost me from there. And it's a long intro, and they get into the ring, and they're both like screaming, and there's referee and Leon Ruff just standing in the ring.
Yeah,
that was crazy. Cross hit 2 Saito suplexes and 1 cross jacket submission, which is like a body scissor arm trap choke, and he wins. He hit 3 moves, squashed over. What did you think about this whole segment?
I like the presentation. I don't really see a lot. I know you do, and a lot of people do. To me, Karrion Kross, Killer Kross, looks like a creator wrestler. He looks like I like Scarlett, and I like everything she did. She really delivered it. But I think Scarlett should actually be the one with the I'm so pretty gimmick above Chelsea Green. But I like it. It's good. I don't know if people are going to get behind Karrion Kross. He just looks so generic to me. There's just nothing there that says special. He reminds me a lot of Triple H in '95, which means he will be running the company. 30 fucking years.
Karrion Kross has got a lot of intensity, which I like. He's got crazy eyes. By the way, Scarlett, she's very. If you have never seen Scarlett, guys, she's very, very. My friend Majit, right? We went to a WrestleCon last year. He saw her, and he was like, "I think that's the prettiest, most beautiful woman I've ever seen in like wrestling." And we had seen Brandy live too. You know?
She is gorgeous. I think Scarlett's gorgeous. I think she is good. She is going to be the one when this is all said and done. She's the one I would invest in. I think she can take bumps. They had a wrestling men on Impact and it worked. When she was on Impact every week, I was watching. I don't know how they let it. Well, I let her get away. What?
Yeah. Smoke show.
Yeah, she was really good. And they had her like. And she wrestled a man at the Wrestle Pro show I saw, and she's really good. Her body's incredible. She is the one. She's like a Sunny. She's like an old, not now Sunny now. She's an old school Sunny who could work. And I think the sky's the limit. I would get fucking behind her. I think at the end of the day, when it's all 5 years from now, she'll be one of the top stars in the company. I don't know where he's gonna go. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Listen, they really believe in him, but I see a lot of Triple H in him.
What did you think about her lip singing the theme? Dude, it wasn't like one or two lines. It was like a whole verse. It was terrible.
I think you're taking she's not Miss Goth. I'm gonna kill everybody. That's not her character.
Yeah, that was basically her character, and it's very different from her Impact character.
Yeah.
Her Impact character was, I am the hottest thing in wrestling. I'm a smoke show. This one was like, I'm a goth queen. I'm gonna have Majit watch this, and I wanted to let him. I want to know what his opinion is, because he thought he was gorgeous. Shout out to him.
I know why they're packaged, and I know why she's with him, because I think they're probably in a really deep relationship.
Huge.
His huge dick, yeah, you know that for a fact. She told
dude,
you.
Why else, dude?
Karrion, yeah. But I feel like she is going to hold herself back with this guy. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Everyone on the internet fucking was ejaculating over it. So,
yeah, I mean, I was a big Killer Cross fan. I think the reason why Scarlett and Cross both left Impact was they weren't getting enough Skrilla, supposedly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I know Killer Cross wanted a big push. I mean, and rightfully so. But hey, listen, it paid off for him. I think
it paid off for both of them.
I think they're going to get behind them. I think Triple H sees – and you know what? If Karrion Kross stays in NXT for a year or two, by the time he's ready for WWE, Vince will be dead. And Triple H can then give him – I could see Triple H getting behind him long term.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Triple H in that guy.
Yeah. So match number 5 was one of the matches they were hyping up for a while. They've been building up to it. They started hyping it from Monday night. How – even before that, Charlotte versus Io Shirai for the NXT Women's title. This was one of the championship matches they were hyping for tonight. They were building up to, and it ended in a fucking BS disqualification. Charlotte started hitting Io with the kendo stick. Rhea Ripley comes, made her return, attacked Charlotte, and then Rhea and Io had a backstage pull apart because Io somehow blames Rhea now when the disqualification happened before Rhea came in. The only cool thing about this was we got to see Robbie Brookside, one of the producers, come break up the fight. But I fucking hated this, dude. This is one of the matches you're hyping up and you fucking do this bullshit. God, I hated this.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. Charlotte, they got to get the belt off her. Get her off NXT. I would get the belt off her. If next week is live, I'd get the belt off her next week. She's not doing anything, and she's just making the brand look stupid. Get her the fuck up. Leave her on Raw. Get her the fuck off NXT. I think she's not doing anything. I think it was a waste to put it on her. Especially now that, one thing when what's-her-name was not going to be able to come back to the United States. I get it. But now she's back in the United States. Rhea Ripley, put the fucking belt back on her ASAP. I would even say at Money in the Bank, put the belt on her.
Why... If I'm a fan and you're hyping this matchup up, and it's a match that I really want to see, Io Shirai and Charlotte, on paper that sounds like it's going to be a good match, at least, right?
Yeah.
And you give me a BS ending. Why am a fan would I want to keep following your product on a regular basis?
And also she had a better match with Liv Morgan.
Yeah. I would Now it makes me know that your TV NXT is not must see. I can always put that on DVR.
No.
Now watch AEW first
Because apparently Tozawa is the best guy in the show, and he gets squashed every week on Raw.
So yeah, we both hated it, thank God. Match number 6, Kushida versus Jake Atlas for the Cruiserweight tournament. Good back and forth, but this was a really short match. I don't know if they cut it because of time, but Jake Atlas does a springboard from the apron into the ring, right into a cross arm breaker, and he just taps immediately. Just tapped right out to Kushida. They didn't even do the hoverboard lock, which is now called the Sakuraba lock. He just hit him with a cross arm breaker, and he just tapped out right away. I don't know what happened here.
I didn't think much of this match. I thought I don't know. I was like, it's too short to judge. If you didn't have time to have this match, don't have this match. Maybe like they timed up the show and like, oh shit, we don't have enough time for Kushibushi and Jake Atlas, and they're like, we'll take time away from Charlotte and throw it on this thing because they felt bad they flew these guys in, but they shouldn't have had this match. They should have gave Charlotte and Io Shirai more time.
This is not live. I don't know why the hell they didn't figure this out. Why they couldn't edit
why not why not have those two guys wrestle on 205 Live instead of showing us more matches? Because probably this week we're probably gonna have to watch Triple H versus Mick Foley or some shit on 205 Live tomorrow.
Godwin in the Pigpen match,
which I'm fine with. But at the same time, it's like give these guys time on 205 Live. Then fuck it.
There was 8 matches on NXT tonight, and
when they shouldn't have been that many matches.
Yeah. 3 or 4 of them were like really, really short. You didn't have to do that. Just give us 5 and just.
You know what? Now that we're talking about both shows, AEW had a better show last night.
Yeah, AEW had a better show.
Yeah, this is good why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah, So after this, Finn Balor does a promo.
Yeah, just way too much shit on this show.
I hated this Finn Balor promo. This is one of those promos where I'm gonna use insider terminology, like you want my spot. Oh, you're going to get squashed to show you how real this is. I'm going to use insider terminology.
I think they should put Finn Balor back on Raw or SmackDown at this point. With so many stars not being on the show, you need Finn Balor back on. I think it's a waste to have him on NXT right now. I mean, when things were normal, it was fine. But I think they got to – I mean, if everyone's in that, why is he still on NXT? Put him back on Raw. You need him on Raw.
And Finn Balor's proven that he's not going to bring the ratings anyway. So put him back on Raw.
But at least he can have good matches on Raw, and you can build with something with him, with Drew or Seth. So.
No, I'm saying I think they put him on NXT because I thought they were going to bring some ratings, but he didn't.
Put Seth Rollins. You know what I would do? I would put Seth Rollins on NXT after he loses to Drew.
Yeah, put him in the Cruiserweight Classic and let him job to Tozawa. And then put him back
to power Tozawa. Then he squashes him on Raw. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Tozawa destroys him on NXT, but then on Raw it's the opposite.
Yeah. Put him back on and job the opposite.
Like Akira, what happened? The power Tozawa is only a full sale.
50-50. Now this is the part that I did like. Right after this, you had Cameron Grimes in the ring versus Denzel Desjardins, and he hits one move, the cave-in foot stomp, squashes him, wins, and right after that, he starts cutting a promo on Finn Balor, going, you saying like you don't know who the guy who attacked you? Like, man, if it was me, like I want to jump the gun, I would attack you. Finn Balor, because he's in the building, hears this, he comes walking to the ring, and him and Grimes go at it. I thought that was very funny. That just happened. I'm assuming that's the matchup next week. Grimes versus Finn Balor, which is going to be a great match. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, Finn Balor is also getting the HBK wonky eye.
Yeah. Yes. It must be. Maybe everybody had sex with a Rhodes person. That's why they won't get that. It's weird.
I heard it's one of the symptoms of Corona.
Cameron Grimes is another guy who's got to improve his look. I don't like his look.
No, he looks way better than when he used to look like an Impact.
Yeah, he does, but still.
Yeah, I mean,
he could use a Tucker like singlet.
He in Impact, he used to be paler. He used to be a little flabbier, and he just looked terrible. Here, at least, they toned him up a little bit more. gave him a little bit more of a tan, and they fucking put a hat on him at least. I don't know. I mean, like that's
The
better than
hat hides from his body hair. Okay.
the hat helps, surprisingly. It does. Final match, Adam Cole versus the Velveteen Dream. Another match that they were building up from Monday. This is one of the big championship matches. You want to tune into NXT. We got 2 championship matches. Velveteen Dream has way too much glitter on his body tonight. It's everywhere. This match was so freaking short. It's good back and forth, but like very quick. Fish and Strong come to the ring. Dexter Loomis crawls out of the ring to stop them. There's a lot of distractions. Velveteen Dream. There's a ref bump. So that Dexter Loomis causes. Dexter Loomis caused the ref bump by accident. But what happened was because the ref was out, Velveteen Dream hit his Purple Rainmaker elbow drop, but there's no ref to make the cover. He's distracted trying to wake the ref up. He gets hit with the last shot, like a super kick and the last shot. Adam Cole makes the cover and wins. I knew Velveteen Dream was not going to win this match because of the whole sexting thing, but I didn't think it was going to be this short. I did not think it was going to be this short.
Well, here's the problem. The second hour should have just been the 2 main event matches. Take out all that other stuff.
Yes.
If you have to take even the Kira Tozawa match, put them on 205 Live. You already have an hour of time on the network that you're just showing old matches.
Mm-hmm.
You clearly put too much stuff on this show that you didn't need. No one is tuning out of AEW to watch a Akira Tozawa match go that long. It's not happening. So you should have put those 2 cruiserweight matches on 205 Live this week.
Yes, I agree. If you took out the Tozawa Gallagher match and the Kushida Atlas match, first off, you could have gave both matches more time if you put it on 205 Live. Yeah. And second of all, you're taking out 2 matches. You would have saved way more time on this. You're absolutely right.
Look, and here's the deal. Just on SmackDown and on NXT, be like, okay, listen, the 2 matches are going long tonight. If you want to see the cruiser matches, are on 205 Live. Tune in to WWE Network. And same thing on SmackDown. After SmackDown, watch 205 Live. You have this audience that's there. Most of them have the network. Just promote it for and look, don't get me wrong. I'm going to be very happy tomorrow night watching some classic matches. They'll probably be better than any of the shit we saw all week. But you have this fucking hour block that you're not utilizing. Hell, put the fucking matches on NXT UK. Just do something with them.
And it's for the cruiserweight title, which is what 205. The whole point of that show is for that. It doesn't make any sense.
You're making the shit, and nobody wants to watch Akira Tozawa. Nobody wants to watch these guys. They would watch them on 205 Live. Now then you're so surprised. Oh, AEW beat us in the ratings. Well, because you put. But here's the other thing too. Nobody's watching either one of these shows. These ratings are pathetic. The fact that like Brian Alvarez is like, well, AEW won the demo. What demo? More fucking people are watching Archie Bunker's Place reruns on Antenna TV. What the fuck are you talking about? I want to see 2 people. We should do a podcast, a sitcom podcast, where we examine the weekday wars between the Andy Griffin reruns and the Alice reruns on Antenna TV, and we'll see who won the demo of those fucking shows to determine what's the better sitcom. Because that's the level of stupidity. I'm sorry?
You probably have more viewers.
That probably has more viewers. I'm guarantee you. No, Andy Griffin versus All in the Family. Because that's a battle.
Yeah, we would have more viewers too, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, let's examine the ratings for Andy Griffin and All in the Family. The reruns, 8 o'clock every Monday through Friday, they show them. I'll tell you, I guarantee you All in the Family won the demo last night that AEW supposedly is doing so well in.
Yeah. By the way, I do want to watch Akira Tozawa wrestle. I do want to watch Kushida and Jake Atlas wrestle. But I'm also I'm in the minority.
But on your Monday show, that as being seen by the lowest ratings in history, still did better than fucking AEW or NXT. You have Akira Tozawa and a couple of these other idiots losing horribly, like not even putting in an effort. And now you want me to watch a 20-minute match with this guy on Wednesday? No. This shit. I mean, come on.
Dumb. It's a junior mistake.
it's just you have all this TV time. I don't know. Okay,
Clearly.
so now let's move on to the final show in our week, our midday weekend, whatever the fuck. NXT UK. Did you watch it?
NXT, yes, it was all about Walter and Imperium. It starts off with Walter's debut. The first match they showed is Walter's debut with in 2019 with Jack Starr. This is the only match they showed in its entirety, I believe, because it's so. This match is what's the most important thing about this match is that there's a time where Walter chops Jack Starr in the chest, and days later, literally days later,
he still had it on his chest.
Huge handprint still on his chest.
Yeah.
That was the coolest thing ever. And then they had the second match they had was when Walter faced Pete Dunne in May 2019, and he wins the NXT UK title, and Imperium comes and joins him. And then the third match is on June 12th, 2019, where it's British Strong Style versus Imperium, the 3-on-3, and then Alexander Wolf debuts to make it 4-on-3, and they win. And then the last match, which happened this year, January 25th, 2020.
My birthday.
Oh, yes, that's right. This is when they had this is at Worlds Collide. You had Undisputed Era versus all four Imperium, so 4-on-4, and Imperium wins. And then at the end, by the way, throughout this whole thing, all the matches are cut up, meaning you're not getting full matches. If you want to watch the full match, you gotta actually watch the actual takeovers and stuff. But throughout this whole thing, they also have people commenting on through video about Walter, and at the end they show Walter, and he does a whole roll call of everybody he's beat so far as champion. Dave Mastiff, Joe Coffey.
He looked like he just woke
Finn
up.
Balor is. Yeah, it looked like he just woke up and did this, and he goes, Finn Balor, that wonky-eyed motherfucker, I'm gonna take him out. Okay, what'd you think about this whole thing?
I liked it a lot. I got my favorite match was the middle match. The Strong Boys versus the Imperium. I gotta tell you,
British Strong Style.
Okay, well, they also call themselves Strong
Yes.
Boys. I have to tell you, the level of talent in NXT UK watching this is off the chain. I think, you go down the list of, you can talk about Velveteen Dream, you can talk about Kenny Omega, you can talk about Sammy Guerrero, you can talk about MJF, you can even talk about fucking Adam Cole Bebe and all those other scrubs. The level of talent, though, between guys like Walter, the two guys that not even Alexander Wolf, I don't know much about him, but the Imperium tag team, those two dudes, Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven, Pete Dunne. The level of talent is unreal right now. And these guys are Walter, and these guys are still young. They are the future of the business. The kid, Tyler Bate, is probably, I would say him and MJF neck and neck could be the two next big guys. They're so young. I mean, just think about 10 years from now, they'll still be young.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be hitting almost 50. They'll still be fucking young and ready to go. So, like, the level of talent in that middle match was incredible. The sky's the limit with those guys. So it was a fun hour for me to watch.
It was a great way to get introduced to who Walter is.
I mean, I know who Walter is. It was just fun because, like, again, like, before times I'd be doing stand up or I'd be running out. I really never watched NXT UK. I watched the Takeover but it was a fun hour. It was good matches.
Yeah. If you don't know who Walter is, if you don't know what Imperium is, this is a good This is a good hour of NXT UK to watch because it gives you a whole summary of their whole time here. Only thing is, you're not going to get the full matches. So if you want to watch full matches, you got to watch something else. You got to actually watch the real takeovers. But good recap thing, I thought, which is fine.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun hour.
So far, best show this week so far, not including SmackDown. And I've watched MLW and all that. AEW Dynamite this week so far.
I'm going to give it to NXT UK. I know it's a highlight show. I don't care.
Okay.
What?
All right. Good. No, so all right.
So
Cool.
so tomorrow we will be doing SmackDown and 205 Live,
Mhm.
and then next week, and then on Saturday, I'm sorry, Sunday will be Money in the
Sunday.
Bank. When does
Mhm.
Ring of Honor air or go live?
Not right now. They're not.
No,
doing-
they're still doing weekly shows. They're week recap shows.
Yeah, but their weekly shows are always recaps. I stopped. They started becoming recaps a while back.
All right, so you don't want to do a cover. When does MLW air their show?
MLW airs every Saturday on YouTube at like
What-
7:00.
6:05, I think.
No. That's NWA.
Oh, and NWA is 6:05 on Tuesdays, right?
Yes.
And then so NWA is 6:05, and then AEW Dark is 7, right?
Yes, all on Tuesday.
So should we
Yeah.
just do all three shows?
On Tuesday, well, NWA is no longer. Yeah, I mean, but NWA is no longer doing they're just doing recap stuff too. Just giving you a heads up.
All right, but I think it's kind of funny to recaps. I think it is.
It is kind of funny. Yeah.
I think it's. I mean, I'm looking forward to 205 Live more than SmackDown tomorrow night. I'll tell you that much.
I'm looking forward to the wrestling tomorrow.
Yeah. So AEW much better than NXT, and I think that I think we're better than Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I think so. Better looking too.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Bigger dicks.
Yeah. And if you don't believe us, ask Scarlett. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you, what was the ratings? I didn't.
Brian Alvarez posted it on Twiter and went nuts.
Okay. Do you know what the rating?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, who actually won the war last night?
Well, AEW did win the war by a good margin too. Let's see here. AEW 732,000, NXT 663,000.
What about the prime demographic?
I know. I love that we care about the prime demographic. I don't know I think that I can't find. But I do think
like an expert.
they did really well in the prime demographic.
They did good.
They did good. Who gives a shit about? Like, I love it when NXT. In the old days, NXT was when NXT would win, Brian Alvarez would always be like, "Oh, but AEW did better in the demographic." What do I give a shit? Well, how does that affect my life? That I don't. Oh, younger people watched AEW. Wow. Like, what do I give a fucking shit? But more people watched NXT. Like, okay, so let me just tell you something. You know what? Dora the Explorer probably won the demographic over Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But what does that mean?
Yeah.
The young demographic.
And by the way, it's not like I always think AEW is better than NXT because there's times where NXT does have the better show. Just this week, it just wasn't,
But
next week, yeah.
Like Marvel, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter used to be up against the Flash. You didn't see Marvel and DC fans go like, "Oh, fucking Flash did this," but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. won the demo. Like, who gives a fuck? What does it matter?
You know why? It's because people in wrestling are like people in comedy. We're very petty, and we don't have confidence.
Alvarez and Dave Meltzer made this demo shit fucking big because they want to push AEW. I just don't understand how like all the if Vince did have to what
and to push their own stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you make it look like a war, that pushes their subscriptions.
Yeah.
Because he has nothing to report on.
Brian Alvarez, somebody posted clips on Twitter. Brian Alvarez is basically having a fucking orgasm stating that WWE has banned Roman Reigns, and they proved to him that they aired a Roman Reigns special on Fox Sports 1 on Tuesday. But, they're not saying anything about all the weird shit AEW did last night. If Vince McMahon was doing half this shit, these fucking wrestling journalists, these fucking scrubs would be all up in arms. Dave Meltzer would be fucking, like having a stroke that Vince had, like, I don't know, fucking Seth Rollins and Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy's still in the company. And then Matt Hardy's bleeding in an ice machine. This is so unsanitary. Like, oh my, he doesn't care about anyone. But Tony Khan does it. And they're just like, it was such a great show. I fucking loved it. Fuck you. And fuck all you stupid AEW. Fuck all you fucking fans. You're all going to die. But.
All right, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Tomorrow night, Gootzcast continues. We're gonna talk about fucking SmackDown.
Yeah, can't wait. Talk to you later, man.
Bye.